out very soon. And that does it for today's Things You Missed While You Were in School, but we're not slowing down. Our first guests draw huge crowds around the world, and today we've got them right here in the Fuse Studios with Stephen. What's going on, guys?
I'm sorry, Holly, I was stepping on some cord back here. I hope that's okay. But you did great. It's really good. All right, I'm here with Placebo. It's a pleasure to meet you, gentlemen. Welcome to The Sauce. And we were talking music and stuff. You guys are doing, well, Meds, the new record's in stores right now. But I want to talk about a single that's actually not on the record. It's Running Up That Hill, a Kate Bush cover, but you're actually enlisting your fans to be part of the video. Can you tell us how they can get involved?
Yeah, well, what we're doing is we're doing a video that doesn't necessarily involve us participating in it. It may do, it may not, but what we're asking is for the fans to download a piece of technology called Motion Box and then film themselves singing the song. And when we get enough of them together, we're just going to edit it all together. And so, you know, 100 or so fans will be singing the song. There's still time, so if anybody wants to go and find information about that, they can at our website.
And when's the deadline?
I think it's in a week.
Okay, very
Maybe
good.
we've extended it.
All right, so you guys can get on that. Now, you recorded a song on Meds with Michael Stipe from REM.
Yeah.
Now, you guys friends?
Yeah, we've known Michael for about 10 years now. We were in a film that he was the executive producer of.
You were in an amazing film that he was the
Thank you.
executive producer of called Velvet Goldmine. If you haven't seen it, it's one of my favorite movies. The soundtrack is ridiculous. You covered T-Rex.
Yeah.
20th Century Boy, right? For that. We're going to talk about covers in a minute. But when you record a track with somebody, did Michael come out and record with you, or was it in two separate studios?
No, he was there with us. It was after the last show of the REM World Tour was in London. And we were just putting finishing touches on our album. So a couple of days after his last show, which we attended, he came down to the studio and spent the afternoon with us. It was superb.
That's amazing. And what's it like being in the recording booth with Michael Stipe?
Oh, it's really good. It's, you know, Michael's got a very kind of, he's a perfectionist, but also he's got a very sort of charming boyish quality to him, you know. So it was very light, and, you know, we were having a laugh. And
Yeah, he's very Athens, Georgia. Now we're going to check out a video from these here gentlemen, Placebo. This is the title track from the disc Meds, right here on The Sauce. See, it cuts right perfectly for me to talk into it. That was Placebo with Meds, talking to Placebo. Now, the characters in the songs live in a realm called Placebo World. Yes?
Well, I guess so, yeah. I mean, they're usually going through some form of conflict.
Okay.
Either with themselves or with a search for identity, or just kind of trying to find their place in the ever more confusing world that we live in.
Okay.
You know?
Now, when you specifically write the songs, does it get down to the names of the people, their lives, their backstories?
No, it's not really that.
Not that.
That detailed, you know. They are, you know, versions of me mixed in with versions of others that I've been close to.
Okay.
You know? And also, you know, versions of fantasy.
Nice. Now, following the fantasy line here, have you ever thought of delving into more writing of short stories, novels, any of the creative writing outside of songs?
No, not really. You know, I used to write poetry when I was a teenager, but I find it quite strange. Maybe later, you know. But right now, you know, it takes a lot for me to summon up the wordage necessary to kind of write songs. So I'd have to have a lot of time on my hands.
Gotcha. And with touring, not a whole lot. Of course, there's some serious downtime in touring.
Yeah, yeah, there is, but it's not inspiring downtime.
No, it's
know?
not. No. We've followed a bunch of people on tour, and you get surprised. You're like, wow, it's the most boring, nothing to do. Really, you're just sitting there. It's awful. Now, your career has been on just this steady upswing since your first record came out in '96, and a couple years ago, you played the Wembley Arena. And what was it like? I don't even know if you can describe it, coming out to that many people.
Well, I guess because we started in London, to actually play Wembley is this kind of big legendary step for us. So, I mean, it was a real vindication. Playing in front of like 12,000 people is, you know, it is cool. It's really cool. Particularly when it's sold out, it's all your own audience. But, you know, we had before that played to more opening for other people and also at festivals.
Right.
So it's not as much of a shock as you'd imagine, but there is an extra buzz about the fact that it's all your crowd.
Yes,
you know?
it's a little more personal because it's something you dream. It's like playing Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Here in New York.
Yeah, that, you know, give us a couple more years.
Oh, you'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a good venue. And there's actually a tunnel from
Actually,
this
we have
studio.
played Madison Square Garden. What are you talking about? Yeah.
When'd you play?
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Bowie's 50th birthday.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you did. That didn't suck, Bowie. All right, we're going to take our first break. We got lots more coming up with Placebo and more on the sauce in just a wee little bit. That's very funny. Whitest kids, the vomiting bit. Vomit is always funny. My name is Stephen. We are live here in New York City. We have a Fuse premiere for you coming up. Stick around for that. I'm sitting here with Brian and Stefan of Placebo. Now, we talked earlier about Running Up That Hill before the break, and you can get that as part of a covers EP on iTunes where you cover the Pixies, the Smiths, T-Rex. Is it a different T-Rex tune?
No, it's the same one. But we do some more obscure things like Boney M, Robert Palmer.
Oh, nice.
Sinead O'Connor.
What Robert Palmer are you
Johnny
doing?
and Mary.
Okay.
And Daddy Cool by Boney M.
Okay. I honestly don't know that, so it's great.
Oh, it's kind of... you don't know
No,
that? It's 80s German disco.
Oh, okay.
You know the guys who did Rivers of Babylon?
Yeah, okay, got it.
Yeah,
All right.
same band.
All right, fair enough. Now, with all these covers that you're doing, is there any band that's been influenced by Placebo that you would give the go-ahead to cover one of your tunes?
I'd like a sort of a really kind of homophobic, sort of like hip-hop dude to kind of do something. I think that would be kind of quite good, you know?
Are there any?
I think. You know,
That would be great.
Yeah, you know. So it's a completely different style, and somebody who just didn't understand it whatsoever.
Just completely remixed it and
Yeah.
just put like one little sample of, a syllable that you were doing.
Maybe sort of do Pure Morning, you know. 50 Cent doing Pure Morning.
All right, there you go. 50 Cent doing it. Now, your producer said that he wanted Meds to sound like a first record again. What do you mean by that?
Well, it's sort of getting yourself into a psychological state, a frame of mind where it's as if your life depends on making this record, you know, because after 4 records, singles compilation, live DVDs, everything gets a little bit comfortable and everything gets a little bit, nice and everything. And when you first start off in the music business, you're so desperate to make, an impression that your life kind of depends on it. Everything's make or break. And so we needed to get ourselves into that make or break mindset in order to find some kind of danger,
It's kind of cool to be able to have been at that state. So to be able to say, oh, this is nice. Now we have to go back and revisit what it was like starting out and being hungry again. So
Absolutely.
That's good for the longevity of Placebo. Thank you guys so much for coming by. I want you to have fun. You're going out on your North American tour. They're going to go to Chicago next. And when you finish Running Up That Hill, please.
I think Shaggy should do one.
Shaggy should do it.
Yeah,
there you go.
my most hated recording artist ever.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Shaggy, you heard him. And now we want to bring you guys over to the window to say hi to some of your fans. And as they do that, we're going to see what's going on over with Holly in the playroom. In the fishbowl. Look, zero.
Thank you, Stephen.